Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I was recently tagged to do the Sisterhood of the World book tag, and I was tagged by Ramblings of a Book Sniffer. I think that's her whole channel name. But I'm going to link her video and her channel below for you to check out. But she tagged me. And so, of course, I couldn't wait to do the tag. And so I've come up with my answers to her questions, and what I think is particularly neat about this tag is you answer the questions of the person who tagged you, but then you go ahead and make up a whole new set of questions for the people that you tag. So that's pretty fun and unique. So I'm going to answer the questions that Ramblings of a Book Sniffer came up with herself. Alright, and I'm just going to get into the questions right here, which I have written in my notebook. And question number 1 is, does anyone in your family have your passion for reading? Yeah, my papa does. Him in particular. I'm having a hard time thinking of anyone else. My mom used to like reading, but she hasn't done it in a long while. So I'm going to name my papa because I know he still reads. He always carries a book with him wherever he goes. But it's funny to me because he always buys like those books that are only like a couple bucks, usually at Walmart. Like he'll go into a Walmart or a similar store and like maybe like Walgreens, and he'll go to the cheap little book section that are westerns, and he always picks himself up like a $1 book or a $2 book or whatever. He loves westerns. I think that's pretty much all he ever reads. And so it's so funny though, because you'll see him walking around and then you see this little book just sticking out of his back pocket. And that's what he loves to read. And in any spare moment he has, like if he's not watching golf, he's reading one of those tiny books. So I remember being little and just sitting in a quiet room with him, and he would be on one end reading his book and I'll be on the other end reading my book, and those are just nice, calm memories of us together, and something that you bond over without really talking or doing anything, just sitting in the same room as someone who is also reading. It's very relaxing, and it's a whole different kind of bonding experience. So, short answer, yes. Question number 2, what is your favorite book cover or jacket? This is hard because I've never tried to think of what my favorite would be, or I like so many and I feel like each one is unique to individual books, but I came up with 2 because I couldn't decide. But I really like the cover of this book, which is Come Go Home With Me by Sheila K. Adams, and I haven't read it yet, but I just love the cover on this with the yellow butterflies and the countryside in the background. And then I also love my Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, which I got for Christmas. This is a Barnes & Noble collectible, and all the covers they have there for their little collectible cover or leather cover books are so gorgeous. And I like this one because it's shiny and it's got gold, but both of those covers I like a lot in particular. Question number 3, have you ever gone to a book signing? If so, who is the author? No, I've never gone to a book signing. And it's hard for me to think of an author whose book signing I'd want to go to. Maybe Charles Frazier, who wrote not Gone with the Wind, Cold Mountain, maybe him. But there's other authors that I would go to book signings for. My main thing is I'm not going to rearrange my whole schedule just to go to a book signing. Like if I was already at a bookstore and there was a book signing by an author that I liked, then I would go buy that book if I didn't have it or whatever and get a book signed by them. But I can't say that I would specifically schedule that into any day. I don't really get excited by celebrities of any sort. But if I was getting excited by one, and if I was going to go try to meet one or talk with one or get something signed, it would be an author over, say, a singer or an actor. So, number 4, name a living author you would like to meet. I feel like this kind of goes with the book signing question, but Maybe Jean M. All, who wrote Clan the Cave Bear, maybe her I would like to meet. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I really tried to think of authors I would like to meet, and I had a really hard time coming up with them. Yeah. Question number 5. Any favorite quotes from books you've read? Ooh, yes. Yes. One of my favorite quotes is a very short one, but it's from this book, Smoky Mountain Rose, An Appalachian Cinderella, which was written by Alan Schroeder. I love this children's book, and pretty much everything in this book is quotable just because it's so funny. But one of my favorite quotes out of this, and it's very short, but I say it all the time just because it cracks me up. But it goes like this. Just then, Rose happened to glance at the big granddaddy clock in the corner. "Tarnation," she cried, "it's midnight." And that's it. Just tarnation, it's midnight. All right, question number 6. Are most of your books bought or borrowed? Most of my books are definitely bought. I do go to the library, if that's what the question means by borrowed, but I don't generally borrow books from other people. So definitely most of the books that are in my house have been bought by me. Question number 7. Average number of books you've read in a year. I actually have no idea because I've never kept track before. I usually just read, and I've never ever bothered to count. This will be my first year counting, and I think I'm up to 24 so far this year. So maybe someone mathematically minded could figure out my average and maybe what I will have read by the end of the year if I keep up a similar momentum. I don't know. Question number 8. Have you ever participated in a book club? Again, no, I have not. For no particular reason that I haven't. I've never really been invited to be part of a book club. I know now there are online book clubs, and I've joined them on Goodreads, but I don't participate ever. The only Goodreads group I really participate in is Top 5 Wednesday, and I don't know if that counts as a book club or not. Maybe it does. Question number 9. Favorite book character. My favorite book character of all time definitely comes from Cold Mountain by Charles Frazier. Surprise, surprise. But it's Ruby Thews. And if you haven't read this book, first of all, you should. But Ruby is my favorite character. If you've seen the movie, Ruby. She's my favorite, I think, movie character and favorite book character. I love her attitude. I love that she's not book smart. She is practical smart. You know, she can't read a novel, but she can build a fence. You know, she can plow a field. She can harness a horse. She can milk a cow. She can do really practical things, and she has a lot of humor and attitude that goes with that, and I love that. I want to be Ruby. Maybe a little bit of Ada and Ruby, like educated and book savvy or smart, but also really practical and funny. I don't know. I love Ruby. And the last question, number 10, how do you organize your books? I don't really organize my books. My books are very loosely organized. I don't even have like a TBR shelf or anything. Well, I guess maybe technically I do. For books that I want to read, that I immediately want to read, not all the books I haven't read, but for the books I want to read, say in the next month or two, I actually don't have them on a shelf. I stack them on my dresser, and then I know I can go to my dresser and easily just pick them out. And I also have a bookshelf in the living room, which has our homeschool books and our library books. Library books do not leave that shelf or go in any other parts of the house, unless they're my library books. But for the kids, no. Well, I take that back. They go in the car, but that's it. And then the kids have their bookshelf, and so maybe I am a little bit organized. And then the only other organization I really have is, of course, I have all my Harry Potter series together. Like if something is a series or a trilogy, it goes together. But the only other organized shelf that I have, semi-organized, is I have a shelf, and my kids are playing, so if you hear anything, I have a shelf over here, maybe you can't see it, where I have all my animal classics. I try to keep my animal classics on one shelf, but they're starting to spill over. But that's it. That's all I have as far as organization goes. Other than that, it's not by color, author, or alphabetical, or genre, or anything like that. So, yeah, that was it as far as Rambling of a Book Sniffer's, which I love her name, questions. And I have come up with my own questions, and I will post those below. And I do tag a few people, and I can't remember who I had to tag. I have it written down, so look in the description, and if I tagged you, then, and you want to do this, then please do it, and I look forward to seeing your video. But other than that, I'm done, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next time.